I'm standing here with our figure international champ, Cyd Gillon, who also happens to be two-time Miss Olympia. Now, usually you win the Miss International before you win the Olympia. You actually had to do 2 Olympias before you got this one.
Right. It was definitely a feat to come back because, last year I was beaten. And that was the icing on the cake to really just draw me in and bring me back here. Say, you haven't won this yet. So how can you say you're the best? You haven't won everything that needs to be won.
Isn't it weird, though? You won the Olympia, you come to the Arnold, you lose, which has got to really mess with your mind, I have to imagine, and then you actually were able to keep it together, come back to that Olympia, and beat Candice, who beat you here. So that just shows what the mental fortitude you have as a champion.
Well, I always say anybody can be beaten any day. So as long as you keep that humility and you keep that work ethic and that drive, that's what's going to push you to the next thing. Never get comfortable because anybody can beat you.
The weird thing was you weren't bad. So that really, I think that can mess with your head more because sometimes you can say, well, all right, I was off. I'll just come back better. But you actually were pretty damn good here and you got beaten. And so to come back here and win and say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to just rest on my Olympia laurels was actually risky on your part.
A lot of people think so, but I didn't think of it like that. I just knew that I wanted to come back and I wanted the title. And I knew that I was going to have to do the work to get here to do that. So I knew as I was coming back, you need to be better than Olympia, period. Figure it out.
Is it easier, because I don't know, because I never did figure, obviously, I did bodybuilding. Is it easier to peak twice a year, you think, as a figure competitor as opposed to bodybuilding or, like, say, women's physique, I guess, in your category?
I'm not sure if I'd say easier. For me, I can do multiple preps over and over again. I've done 6 shows in a year and been just fine by the Olympia.
Right.
So it just depends on how you prep. My preps are extremely healthy, so, I'm fine to continue doing shows.
Now, I got to ask you a question because that's what I do. I ask questions that intrigue me, even though it makes people feel uncomfortable sometimes. I went to the Meet the Olympians. Obviously, we interviewed you and Laurelai Chapados, and it was a good interview. And I know she had no makeup on there. And you're the only woman I've ever seen show up at one of these things, especially an Olympia champion. No, you don't care, do you? I love that attitude.
Really don't. Even on my social media, all my friends, all my supporters, they know this is what you're gonna get. This is the only time you'll see me with makeup when I get on stage. I don't know how to do makeup. I don't want to learn how to do it. I don't tell people wear these lashes all day.
You don't do it yourself. Right?
No. Oh no, Dave. I could never. I tried. I had one lash on lean one year. It was not good.
That's called really being confident in yourself.
Thank you.
And you looked beautiful without the makeup too.
Thank you.
I had to ask you, I've never, in the history of doing this, I swear I never saw anyone show up with no makeup on.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was younger, when I first started competing, now 19, I went to Toronto Pro as one of my first pro shows. And I said, wow, everybody's dressed up. They got on heels and dresses. I said, oh, I'm never doing that. And I made that vow that day 6 years ago.
Like the weigh-ins and stuff like that.
Yeah, I said, I'm not doing that. That's too much. Sweats it is. I said, I can do chapstick. Chapstick is what I can do.
You're the best. All right, so you won this show. Obviously, now you're going to wait to the Olympia, right?
Yes.
And defend that title.
Yes.
And, as Olympia champ now and Arnold champ, what does that mean for you? How does your daily, schedule change? Do you do anything special as the Olympia champ? What's your goals as holding the, because now you have an established title. Do you want to do anything with that title? I mean, I don't even know what I would do if I had won the Olympia, but I do know that it obviously there's an obligation there to the sport.
I always try to give back. I have my student scholarship, my student athlete scholarship that I started last year.
What is that?
Basically, I give $2,500 to 2 students, one high school, one undergrad,
wow,
out of my own pocket, and then I'll have other companies chip in, and they'll help give in money too. So this next year, I have companies reaching out to make the budget even bigger.
That's
for
awesome.
Each person for my students. So I'm really big on students, especially student athletes. I want to support them because that was my whole entire life, and that helped turn me into the woman I am today. So I do my student athletes, and my posing coaching is really where my heart is because I have over 50 clients that I run through. Yeah, I have 45 waiting now, and I told them, I was like, wait, I'll start you in March.
Do you feel that makes you a better poser yourself when you're explaining to other people the techniques? I always found that as a bodybuilder. You find
yourself posing too. I'll be out, it'll be an online client. I'm in here posing too, and I'm like, no, angle here. And so you learn more and you see what they need to do in order to get something to happen, and then you can figure out how to do it on yourself as well and just tweak it and always perfect your craft.
Well, you're killing it in that figure division, and it seems like you've put everyone else out of business and you're the only one left. What happened? I don't know. Candice is retired now.
Candice retired, but Latorya's coming back in September. We had lunch, dinner.
She definitely wants that title back.
Yes, as she should. That's my girl. She could come on back. And I told her we have our dinner date planned out because my birthday is after the show this year. So we have a birthday dinner and everything planned too. So
we're going to see an epic battle between Latorya Watts and Cyd Gillon come September. But for now, you're the champ.
Thank you.
And I'm Dave Palumbo, RXMuscle.com.
Yeah.